That press conference by state educators didn't seem to stop what was happening at the State House on day 102.
I've lived in a lot of places around the world, and America is still the least racist place I've ever been.
Doesn't exactly absolve us from actual existing racism in this country. What Representative Ben Adams said this morning was just a small sample of what was heard during the floor debate of House Bill 377. This bill is the latest attempt to add a layer of control over what's being taught to Idaho students. An education and fiscal policy, they say, funneled through language like dignity and non-discrimination in public schools, that any race, sex, ethnicity, religion, color, or national origin should be treated differently or favorably, or blamed for actions committed by members of those groups in the past. Attaching funding to tenets of what some lawmakers call critical race theory, which, as Representative Heather Scott said, has been, quote, creeping through our schools forever, end quote, and we might not even be aware of it. To illustrate that not even knowing about it, she shared an example from a substitute teacher down in the Boise area.
To Kill a Mockingbird, she said the message was made clear. White people are bad, black people are innocent victims. And the students were encouraged to believe that there's an endless era of black victimization. That's being taught down here.
To Kill a Mockingbird is in fact a book about racism. A book about a black man being put on trial in Jim Crow era Alabama after being falsely accused of rape by a white woman. And maybe ask those in the criminal justice system about endless black victimization. Representative Scott had more to say.
In the English class, she said it is more riddled with authors like our founding historical fiction books and the books that kind of talk about the founding of this country. She said it's been riddled with writings from third world experiences by authors that are completely unheard of, but they are a non-white race. So any non-white author is basically being given priority over the historical readings.
That testimony was quickly objected to from Representative Sally Toon, who pointed out this was secondhand information from a substitute who likely isn't privy to actual lesson plans. Also pointing out those books were approved by the local school district. But back to pointing out non-white authors. I thought the point of distancing ourselves from critical race theory was that we aren't supposed to see color, which is exactly what Representative Scott said when she was criticizing a flyer allegedly found in the bathroom of a middle school in Meridian. Seeing color leads to division, she said. Meanwhile, Representative John McCrosty from Garden City, an actual teacher, wondered when this critical race theory was being taught and how over the past 2 school years.
You've already heard me share with you this session that there just has not been time for our teachers to indoctrinate students on critical race theory because they have been trying and working their tails off to take what they know how to teach and convert it into a hybrid, a virtual, even in-person learning due to COVID.
And he reminded the chamber the last quarter of last year also taken away because of COVID. So when was this indoctrination supposed to be taking place during the last 2 years of school, he asked. Well, the bill passed along party lines today and now heads to the Senate. We've had this question before, so maybe this is a good time to address it. What exactly is critical race theory? Well, it's a term coined by legal scholar Kimberly Crenshaw about 3 decades ago. It's based on the belief that racism didn't cease to exist with the passage of the Civil Rights Act in 1965, nor did it end in 2008 with the election of Barack Obama to the presidency. And according to the American Bar Association, critical race theory critiques how the social construction of race and institutionalized racism perpetuate a racial caste system that relegates people of color to the bottom tiers. It also recognizes that race intersects with other identities, including sexuality, gender identity, and others. It also acknowledges that the legacy of slavery, segregation, and the imposition of second-class citizenship on Black Americans and other people of color continue to permeate the social fabric of this nation. Seeing color doesn't lead to division. but being dishonest does. And being able to listen, understand, and accept other perspectives most certainly does. So I guess, based on what was heard in Idaho's House of Representatives this morning, what kind of indoctrination should we be worried about?